Hello everyone, this is Dexy, and I wanted to do a video on how to properly and efficiently farm Kuva Liches. The main format of this video is going to follow this flowchart that I have presented to you on screen at the moment, and I will be using one of my own Kuva Lich runs that I recently did as an example of how this may work. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So obviously the first thing that we need to do is get a Kuva Lich as indicated by the flowchart. In order to do this, you must have completed the War Within quest to access the Kuva Liches. Obviously, you will not be able to have a Kuva Lich if you haven't completed the War Within, so make sure you do that before you try to go for this, otherwise a Kuva Larvaling will not spawn. Kuva Larvalings will start to spawn in level 20 plus Grineer missions after you have completed this quest, and whenever you do kill a Kuva Larvaling, it will show the weapon that it will have above its head when you down it. And then you can pick and choose from there to see if you want the weapon that it has. The quickest way to farm Kuva Liches, especially if you're wanting to be a little bit more picky with your weapon choices, is Cassini on Saturn, which is a capture mission. And the reason why you want to do a capture mission is because it allows you to just do it a lot faster. You can down a Kuva Lich, get the capture target. If you don't like the Kuva Lich, you can extract and then just repeat the process over and over again. It's a rather tedious thing trying to get the weapon that you want, but the best way to do it is Cassini on Saturn. Once you have obtained a Kuva Lich, they will take over a certain planet and mark certain nodes within that planet as their territory. Doing these missions that they have marked allows you to farm what is called murmurs, which you obtain by killing their thralls. Killing a thrall will grant you one murmur, and you want to get as many murmurs as you can so that you can find out what the first requiem is. In my example, the very first requiem that I found was Foss, and as you can see here, what you want to do is equip it in your first slot. Now what you want to do is you want to go into his territory and continue to farm thralls until he appears. The angrier he is and the more thralls you kill, the more likely he will appear in your mission. Not only does this allow you to farm additional thralls as he spawns a lot of them when he comes in, but you can also test your Requiem to see if it is in the first slot. Unfortunately, in my example here, the first one was not right, so as a result I needed to move Foss to the second slot because it was incorrect. After that, what you want to do is continue farming thralls until you discover the second Requiem. In my example here, I discovered that my second one was Netra, and because Foss was wrong in the first slot and is now in the second slot, I will put Netra in the first slot and test it on my Kuva Lich to see if it is the right Requiem. Luckily enough for me, both Foss and Netra were in their correct slots, meaning that after I discover the third Requiem, all I have to do is place that Requiem in the third slot and it is guaranteed to be correct. I also purposely guessed wrong on the Kuva Lich in order to forcefully level them up so that I can avoid some of the more time inefficient missions such as excavation. After that, all you really have to do is continue farming thralls to discover the third Requiem. Because of the way that I have it set up in my example, all I have to do when I discover the third Requiem is just put it in the third slot, since the first two Requiems that I have in place are correct. After that, once you have the right combination, all you have left to do is convert or vanquish your Kuva Lich.
Another Liches capsule is now available.
Another thing that I would like to discuss is a certain part of the flowchart where people tend to disagree with me quite a bit on, and this specific part of the flowchart is the area where you have two mods in the second and third slots, but you do not know the first Requiem mod. What I have here is that you should just move the first Requiem mod to the third slot and continue farming thralls for the final Requiem, but not putting in any mods in the first slot to just randomly guess on the Kuva Lich. The reason why I do not do this is because I find it extremely inefficient personally. You can do it this way, just randomly guessing when you have two mods already. But the thing is that you have a 16% chance to hit this. Like, it's not a very good chance. And with every single Requiem mod that you guess incorrectly, you're de-aggroing your Kuva Lich. And that makes it so that they don't spawn in your missions. That means that the extra thralls are not spawned along with them, and therefore you are just prolonging your Kuva Lich hunting for the sake of a 16% chance the first time, a 20% chance the second time, a 25% chance the third time, 33% chance the fourth time, and so on and so forth. It's just not worth it. Doing it this way is never in your favor. I would strongly advise against it, but if you disagree with me on that, you're entitled to your opinion. It's just not really worth it to do. One last thing that I want to mention on top of what has already been discussed is the loadout that I use for hunting down Kuva Liches. The reason why I have it in the last part of the video is because it's not particularly important, just due to the fact that you can pretty much Kuva Lich with any Warframe. It's just certain setups will make your life a lot easier, especially this one that I have right here. So with Baruch, his reactive storm will automatically adapt to the weaknesses of the Kuva Lich, making it so that you don't have to go into your weapon and change it to your Kuva Lich's weaknesses every single game. Very, very handy when it comes to that. It's just the last build that I posted to YouTube just a week ago, so there's nothing really to show here. I have a Kuva Hind because I have an extremely good Riven for it. I have a Kuva Brack because it's probably the best, or one of the best Kuva weapons that exist, and just my good old reliable Tombow because I've just always used this thing. But yeah, that's my loadout. It's not particularly important, once again, but it does make it a little bit easier if you use Reactive Storm. If you do not have a Reactive Storm build, then it's not a big deal, but it just may take longer to take down Kuva Liches, because they can get pretty damn tanky when they start leveling out of it. And that's pretty much about it. If you found anything in this video informational or useful, feel free to subscribe for future videos similar to this. Hopefully they will be out a bit more frequently, because this video took me a very long time to make with the flowchart and the numerous recording fails that I had. So the next video is probably going to be a bit more simple, probably like a weapon review or something like that. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.